Welcome to Furniture Fabrics. My name is Illis, and I live here in Denmark together with my husband, our 3 children, and our 2 dogs. This is my 3rd episode, and I would like to welcome you all to join me on my fabric mission, where I will knit myself a wardrobe with yarn that originates here from Denmark, and that comes from the small yarn makers, small sheep holders, and that has been generally produced in Denmark. Since my last episode, the Christmas has passed and it is almost New Year. A lot of things has happened here, both before Christmas and after Christmas, both regarding to my knitting and also regarding to the house we are living in. And I will show you some pictures of what have happened and what you can perhaps expect to hear more from in the nearest future. But first, let me tell you what I am wearing. This is a slipover that is very much inspired from the Stockholm Slipover from PetiteKnit. I have knitted the Stockholm slipover a lot of times, and this time I just wanted a simple, light slipover with some small braids and some small lift stitches and a split hem, and also I wanted it to be longer in the back. I knitted it in a color that suits a lot of other colors, so I'm very pleased with the result. The yarn is Især Aran Sweet combined with a Især silk mohair in color 2, and the Især Aran Sweet is color gray, I think. And I will put in a little movie clip that shows you how it looks on me. But today's program, I will talk about what I have finished knitting and also what I am knitting on right now. And I will tell you about my future knitting as well, and also what is going to happen here when we arrive in January, and also what is going to happen in our house. And to be honest, I am totally exhausted thinking of all the work that is going to happen, and also all the work that I'm going to do, because I just want to sit and knit so much. But to be honest, I don't have that much time since, well, the school is soon starting again, and the kids are growing, and the work. We are so busy at work because we've started a new company, but that's life here in our house. But nevertheless, my fiber mission will go on. But I just can't wait to let it all happen and go with the ride. But let us talk about what I have finished since my last episode. I haven't casted on any new items since my last episode, and that is mainly because of Christmas, and also because I had to rip a fairly amount back on my winter sweater. But let me show you the progress first. Last time I showed you that I was just beginning the pattern, the colorwork, and then as I worked through the colorwork, I felt that it was a bit too simple. I had to make it more clear and more strong. And I also use, normally when I knit colorwork, I have to go up a needle size to get a good stitch definition throughout the whole work. But this time even though I did blog it to see what it looked like after it was dry, it really did not help. So I had to rip it all back and then try again. So this is how far I've come right now. It do looks a bit big, but the but it is my intention that this will be an oversized sweater with put on sleeves so that it fits with my tight jeans and also my tight skirts. Normally, I like either to have oversized blouses or sweaters or things like that, and then tights, um, pants or trousers or skirts, etc. Or if I have loose tights or pants or skirts, then I will prefer to wear a more tighter uh, shirt, blouse, call it what you want. Um, so this will go perfectly. I believe it will go perfectly with my tighter uh, leg wear. I have to admit that when you're knitting swatch and you make it quite big, then anyhow you don't really get the full feeling of it before you have knitted quite a lot of the fabric. So I think that this fabric feels so much different than the swatch I made, even though the swatch was quite big. Um, and regarding to the pattern, it is also sometimes when you are knitting something, you have to go a bit backwards to go forward. So even though I used 2 or 3 evenings making the pattern, the previous pattern, I don't regret ripping it all out because I think this feels so much more light and beautiful, and the yarn is getting so much more attention. So I'm actually quite pleased with the result. The body is almost finished, so now I have to split for the uh, back and the front, and then knit up, the right and the left shoulder, and also the back, and also start shaping the for the neckline, and then I will begin knitting the sleeves. Actually, it is New Year Eve in 2 days' time, so I think I will bring the yarn and needle size to begin knitting the sleeves because it's much easier to travel along with me, and I don't have to count as much when we are sitting at New Year's Eve and we all have been eating and cleaned up, and it's not 12 o'clock yet, and the kids are watching television, and the adults just want to do something, and then the people we are going to celebrate New Year with is the lady's also knitting, and she's a very good friend of mine. So we always sit and knit New Year's Eve and get a drink and some coffee. And then suddenly the clock is 12, and we can jump from the couch and celebrate New Year. This was the status of my winter sweater. Now let me tell you about what I got for Christmas. For a very long time, I've wanted the book called Vildnisgarn in Danish by Linka Neumann, and I think the recipes are so beautiful inside. And there are several items here that I want to knit for myself, and also that I want to knit from my husband. And I can see some gift knitting here in here as well. And then there is one particular sweater that I have been longing to knit for a very special person in my life. And I will not tell you what person it is, but I will show you what pattern it is, and then I will show you the colors that I would like to knit it in. So I actually just have to get online and order the yarn. It is knitted up in Alifa Slopi. And I know this is not a yarn that directly fits into my fiber mission, but since this is a gift, I um, I don't mind knitting in something else. But nevertheless, I would like to proceed to my fiber mission. Here in January, something else will happen. I have found my old spinning wheel back again, and I will mend it and give it some TLC, give it a new string, and then I also need to do something about my spinning corner, because when I look, my spinning corner is in my living room, and when I look into it, it is so messy and not organized, and the kids have been moving some things around, and I also think there's some Christmas goblins decorations, and now since Christmas is over, I need to get refreshed, and the spinning corner needs to get refreshed. So the next time I'll see you here on YouTube, I will bring you all along with me while I'm reorganizing my spinning corner. And the first thing I would like to spin with is this beautiful, beautiful carded wool that comes from the sheep that belongs to my dear friend Lone Lyngby. It is the wool that you have seen me, perhaps also on Instagram, seen me wash and card. This sheep breed is called Gotlandsk Pelsuld, and actually this is uh, just one out of four color shades from the sheep. We divided the sheep, the dirty and uncleaned wool into four colors, and then we washed it and carded it, and now it is ready to get spun up. Um, so for the very first time in the new year, and I will wait for the new year to begin spinning with it, um, because this is something very special to me, and I believe that in order to really enjoy the process, I have to get my spinning corner reorganized, and I also have to get some of the old um, assignments done and off the table, so I can begin a new assignment. But much more about that in my next episode, and perhaps you will get some good inspiration from my reorganizing and try to do it back home in your house as well.
What you see here is the old colorwork on my winter sweater before I ripped it all out. I put in a safety line and with a smaller needle size, and then I just start unraveling. And it took quite a long time because we're knitting in 3 colors and you have to catch the flows in the back. Then it takes a time, but there's nothing else to do about it than just go with the flow. And here you see the new pattern I draw instead, and then there was nothing else to do than just start knitting and keep on going. And this is how it looks like the Christmas Eve morning. I also had the time to go to Copenhagen to visit a very beautiful yarn store called Ulstedet before heading back home to prepare for the floors to be made in our house with concrete. And on the pictures you can see how messy it looks, but I am sure it will be quite alright in the end when the floor is done. Besides making concrete floors, we also of course made our own bread during these holidays, and I've been baking my own rye bread for almost a year now, our own sourdough rye bread. And here you can see me when I am smashing up the rye, and Here is the dark malt I'm going to put in, so I get this typical good sourdough rye bread. We also had time to make some Christmas candy before heading to Jutland, where my husband's parents live, and it is a 3-hour journey in the car, and of course I did get to do some knitting. Just watch me. And I could get on and on and on, and when we arrived to the town where my parents-in-law live, I had actually managed to knit quite a bit, and I'm thankful for that. But look at those beautiful colors on the road. The landscape is so flat and so steady, but who cannot fall in love with these colors? Here, the end of this episode, I would like to say thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you again next time. If you like this type of video, please hit the subscribe button, then YouTube will let you know when a new episode is coming up. And also please give me a thumbs up. That will help me a lot here on YouTube as well. And on the last seconds, please enjoy my sweet Labrador when cuddling it. And until next time, we'll see you. Bye.